I was trying to explain the First and Second Amendment rights, because everybody keeps talking like it's something that a government appoints you, and it's something that you can only get from the government, and you have to follow by their rules. And no, the First and Second Amendment are unalienable rights, and some will say unalienable. There's a million ways to pronounce it. I've always heard it unalienable. It doesn't really matter. What matters is the meaning of the word. And what that meaning is that man can't take that. Man did not give that to you, and man cannot take that away. Okay? Unalienable. Your right to free speech, your right to express yourself. You have that. Whether you have a government or not, whether your government is a bunch of jackboots or not, you have that right. The right to defend yourself, the Second Amendment. Now, whether that be with a stick, a knife, a scary AR-15, or, I don't know, beat somebody in the head with a sex toy, it doesn't matter. You have the right to self-preservation. That is not something a government can assign you, nor is it something a government can take away. Now, let me show you where society is dropping the ball here. You want to talk about the old pooch, this is where society is making a mistake, because they're not pulling to God. They're not pulling to God, right? See, in this country, we have a lot of religious exemption, or at least we used to. And the reason why is because our forefathers and many of the people in the society that lived long before us understood these things, and understood that the moment that you said, "My God," that was the end of discussion. That was the end of discussion. And see, they took that. They took that. And they continue to keep taking that away from us. So why is that important? Well, I think it's the second to the last verse in this Bible chapter explains it so very well. Now the Lord is that Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Now I keep trying to explain to everybody, you don't want freedom. You want liberty. You want individual liberty. That means you have to keep your nose out of everybody else's butts and not worry about what they do. That's what that means, right? That's where we need to focus on the meaning of liberty right now, because if we can't get that far, then there's no way any of us at all could have any type of true individual liberty. So for now, society needs to focus on the meaning of liberty is keeping your nose out of everyone else's butts. Okay? Big help. That'd be a big help to getting back to liberty. However, who gives you the liberty? The Lord. God. He gave us the liberty. He also gave us the free will, the breath that is in our lungs. He gave us all of it. This earth, everything that we enjoy on this earth, and yes, everything that we despise on this earth, He put here for us. Don't let some jackboots and some jackass in a suit and tie tell you what you can or cannot say. And I don't care if you're 2 months old or if you're 200 years old. Don't let anybody tell you what you can say, and damn well don't let anybody tell you you can't defend yourself. Why? Because of God. That's why. And that's all the explanation they need. And if they can't handle that, then they need to take their asses back to their safe space and mind their own damn business. You know, the meaning of liberty that we're celebrating right now? Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Yes, I'm harsh about this. Why wouldn't I be harsh about this? Right? This is the very pivotal point of what has destroyed this country. You know, you've got a society of people that will knife everybody else in the back every chance they get, right? Every chance they get. Oh, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that. And then so-and-so gets involved in an unfortunate accident. And what's next? Oh, they were such a wonderful, great person. They were a blessing to everybody. But just 2 weeks ago, you said she was sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry. Yeah, but really? That is sadly our society today. I'm sorry, if you don't respect me while I'm alive, damn well don't respect me when I'm dead. And likewise, the vice versa of that applies, right? If you don't respect me now, don't respect me when I'm dead. And if you do respect me now, don't disrespect me when I'm dead, right? Be who you are today with me here and after I leave this ball of dirt. It's important. I think people lose touch of reality. The reality TV society has completely lost touch with reality. This is where we need to get back to, folks. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17. Now the Lord is that Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Nobody can take it from you. You can give it away. And I would argue that many of the people in this country have done that very thing. But they can't take it. They can't take it. Even if that means you're bleeding out in your own pool of blood after they shoot you down because you wouldn't follow their commands. I know it's a hard, ugly truth. But sometimes that's the only way we can be free. I wonder if Lavoie would agree with that. Anyway, let's move onward. Tweeted quite a bit of stuff this morning. Let me grab my glasses because there is a fair amount of it that I am going to want to go over. I usually don't have that much stuff, but boy, there's some crazy stuff. Now, why would I be ranting? Why would I be ranting about freedom of speech? I don't know why I would be awful pissy today about freedom of speech. Do you? By chance? Maybe not. Okay, so I'll show you. I'm so gonna get stabbed. Let me bring this up in another window so I can get it kind of full screenied so the privacy of my friends can remain their privacy. Hang on, let me get, how the heck? Here we go. Okay, I'm going to bring this up on screen here and unmute it.
Supreme Court. 505 says you cannot. Why? Put anything on unless you get 24 hours. You're going to go stand outside then. And I will ask Officer Madden, yes.
Already play it.
No, you don't. Yeah, we do. The Supreme Court. 505 says you cannot. Why? Put anything on unless you get 24 hours. You're going to go stand outside then. And I will ask Officer Madden, yes.
And one more time.
No, you don't. Yeah, we do. The Supreme Court. 505 says you cannot.
See if we can get that sign, right? Seems to be a lot of issues over this gentleman's sign here. I'm not sure exactly. I don't think it shows the entire thing. I'll try to find it. I don't think it does. Aha. Guns don't kill people. I think it's people kill people. And said something at the bottom about we all mourn. And I'm not quite sure. Probably differently if I were to guess. Hang on. Let me blow this up real quick. I'm not quite sure what that says. We all mourn something. But guns don't kill people. people kill people. Okay? And as the story reads, kids at our school today walked out in honor of the 17 students killed in Florida. Students held signs that said, "Arm our teachers." They had 2 signs. A student walked out without saying a word, peacefully put up his sign which said, "Guns don't kill people, people kill people." He was escorted off the property by our principal and threatened to be put into a police car. This violates the First Amendment and makes me sick that they can do whatever they want. Please make this go viral. Location, New Prague High School, Minnesota. So, that's kind of part of what I was getting at earlier, right? Because a lot of people will argue, well, he's in school. He doesn't have rights. He's a minor. He doesn't have rights. Can anybody tell me when God declares you a human being? Conception. So those 2 unalienable rights that God give us, that I talked about earlier, are given to us the very moment of conception. The very moment of conception. So how does high school or any other school blank out that part of somebody's life? It doesn't. They're full of crap. Okay? I know. I utilized my First Amendment rights when I was in school. And I did so on a level and on a certainty that I never got in trouble for it. Because I knew I had that right. And I knew that they couldn't take it away from me. It was a public school. It wasn't a private school. It was a public school. They didn't have the right to take away my rights. Okay? They're government funded. They couldn't do that. It's a public school. So you'll have a lot of people argue back and forth on that as to what schools can and can't do. And I'm telling you right now, they cannot take your unalienable rights away. Okay? They can't. They aren't some authority over God. Okay? We've got to quit this mindset. We really got to quit this mindset. But anyway, so that's a young man that had different views than those walking out. And since he had different views of those walking out, he got escorted off the property and threatened with being put in a cage to face harsher treatment for having his own thoughts. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. I'm not saying that anybody should contact New Prague High School in Minnesota. Again, New Prague High School, Minnesota. That's Prague. It's weird. It's spelled Prague. So I'm not saying anybody call New Prague High School, Minnesota. But if they do, be courteous. If you want. It's your opinion. Let it go. Anyway, I'll get off that. I won't talk about New Prague High School in Minnesota anymore.